of AICTE sponsored 1-week STTP program. I take this as a privilege to introduce our today's speaker of this session, Dr. B. E. Rangaswamy, Registrar Evaluation, VTU. He has also served as Dean Research and Development, Professor and Head, Department of Biotechnology, Bapuji Institute of Engineering and Technology. Sir holds a PhD in Life Sciences from Bangalore University, and his area of expertise includes aerobiology, biopollution, environmental engineering, microbiology, and biodiversity. He also has many professional affiliations, which includes being member of Board of Studies, Faculty of Engineering, Academic Council, Senate, Syndicate, state level committees, national level committees, governing bodies of professional societies, etc. He also has 10 major and 25 minor sponsored research projects to his credit. Sir also has a total of 52 research publications in peer-reviewed journals of national and international repute. Sir, on behalf of the management, principal, HOD, staff and students of the Department of Biotechnology, Oxford College of Engineering, we welcome you to this STTP program, sir. Sir, I request Dr. Kannan to please address a few words to this gathering.
The most respected Registrar Evaluation of Visvesvaraya Technological University and the convener and head of the Department of Biotechnology, Dr. Manjunath, and coordinators and the faculty members and participants from various institutes and industries. Good morning to all of you. That is, I think it is the third day of the STTP sponsored by AICTE. So in the title of Startup Driven Bio Innovation and IoT for Sustainable Agri-Tech. So with the topic, it is we have inaugurated on that is last week on Monday itself. Even our Honorable Vice Chancellor is in a position to inaugurate. Because of his busy schedule, he was not in a position to join with us. So I think from the university side today we have a very eminent person that too as a speaker. So it is very great thing, not as an inaugural and valedictory. So because he is a professor, he is proving that he is a professor and he is going to give a talk on this STTP. So I think with this knowledge, because he is having a vast area that is in the area of research, because he worked as a dean research also, and also he involved in a lot of administrative positions. So he knows well about that is how we can go about and other things. So with respect to the that is with respect to the speech today, other than that even we can get many more things from him as a takeaway. Because in the introduction itself, even it may be a very brief one, but it sounds a lot. So such an eminent person is with us. So please, I request all the participants to make use of this opportunity in a greater way. And on behalf of the management and myself and all available here, once again, I wholeheartedly welcome our Registrar Evaluation to our campus through virtual mode, sir. Thank you so much for your acceptance. And thank you for the opportunity given to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sir, it is over to you. You can start with the session, sir.
Okay. Manjunath, can I share my presentation?
Yes, sir, you can share your presentation.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು ಗೌಡ್ರ ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೌಡ್ರ ಸರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ wide schools
So your screen is not shared. So you can present now, sir. You are one of the presenters.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ.
So can you hear us, sir?
It now.
Yes, sir. You are one of the
Share option illalappa. Open share try antide. Nodi.
Open share ಅಲ್ಲಿ go to
Desktop.
screen, sir.
Desktop okay, desktop nalla ide. I don't know why.
Entire screen and this show share and this entire screen option number
kena barta illalla yake.
sir share is ಮಾಡಿ sir
ಹಾ.
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತರ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ sir.
So screen is visible, sir.
Screen is visible. ಇದು ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ವಿಡಿಯೋನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
But I am visible.
No, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾಕೆ? I don't know why.
Sir, stop sharing of this sir.
See. Slide.
Last year entire full screen show
ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ sir. Entire full screen on ಮಾಡಿ sir.
ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Sir, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು screen ಕಂಡುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು
But
ವಿಡಿಯೋ
in the video
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ,
sir.
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ? There is ಅಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ.
Sir,
mean
if
to
you
say
have
which-
joined, sir, if you have joined through browser directly, your video will not be on. You have to
Okay.
download the desktop app, only then
yeah,
your video.
that's
That app download
Yeah,
ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ sir.
okay.
By this ಮಾಡಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ now don't worry, I will move with the presentation. So anyway, my presentation is visible, right?
No, sir, the screen is seen. You should go on to the presentation thing, sir. The PPT thing, click on that, sir.
ಈಗ ಆಯ್ತು.
Dear participants, there is a technical glitch at the speaker side. We will resume shortly.
So screen is visible. Please put it on the slideshow, sir.
Now I can.
Yes, sir.
Screen visible?
A screen visible, sir. Slideshow, sir, please.
Yeah. No. Now slide visible?
Slide is visible, sir.
Okay. No issues. Thank you. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಸರಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಸರಿ ಇದೆ, sir.
Okay. Thank you. In spite of whatever the technologies which are available, so still we are finding a technical glitches even from university side. Okay. Very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I must thank the principal of this great institution, Professor Kannanji, and then my dear good friend, my faculty colleagues from biotechnology, of course, Manjunath and his colleagues, for inviting me for this STTP, that is AICT sponsored 1 week short-term training program on startup-driven bio-innovation and IoT for sustainable agri-tech. It was initiated on last Monday, 23rd, and it is the third day of the program. I could able to see many distinguished personalities are delivering sharing their experience, delivering a talks. It may be Professor S.R. Rao, maybe Colonel Venkat, many more. Anyway, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for to share my, whatever the precise knowledge I have, something about the innovation. Even though I'm basically a researcher, like Professor Manjunath, we've been carrying out, working with students, team of students. It may be for PhD program, it may be for master's program, or it may be for undergraduate programs. So we have done some projects, and then some of the projects have been recognized, and where we can think about transferring this technology to the industry or technology transfer. That's where we have failed it. Of course, I'm very happy to share the few of my students who have worked with me in different projects, and then they were acquired higher learning, and then now they become entrepreneurs. They have started their life with the startup. I must tell you one of my students in a story. He was a bright student who worked with me for a project, and he said, based on the undergraduate program project, he obtained his master's with a fellowship, and then he completed his master's in USA, and then again he got a fellowship program for PhD, to pursue PhD. But however, he came back to India, and one fine day he said, "What you are going to do?" I said, I asked him, "What are you going to do?" He said, "I wanted to do something here only." So then, doing well. So there are a number of stories where students can take up their small project or the ideas what they obtained during the process of the project into their startup or something like that. That is something what we talk about the innovation or the bio innovation, which is where we are concerned. So today, what I'm going to share, and a few years back, none other than Ari Mashelkar, the former Director General of CSR, and then former Director of NCL Pune, and who is a Padma Vibhushan awardee, and the great innovator of this country and the scientist of this country, delivered a talk somewhere in the Australian University. The title what he gave was Dismantling Inequalities Through Assured Innovation. My dear friends, I'm using the same title what he has used to deliver a talk at Australia some few years back, and this is very, very meaningful. The dismantling inequalities, to whatever the inequalities which are present in the society today, this can be dismantled so only through an assured innovation to the society. So when we talk about innovations or the outcome of the innovation, so only a one particular group or set of people should not enjoy the outcome of the innovation. So everybody should enjoy the outcome of the innovation. Everybody should use the outcome of the innovations. The best of the best example is whatever the innovation which has happened, mobile technology, where everybody is using such technologies which are badly needed. Keeping this background in mind, I would like to share some of my thoughts about the assured innovation. What do you mean by assured innovation? We need to assure a society that this technology is a common technology, and this technology is a societal technology or a societal needed technology, something like that. We need to assure the society that this innovation is very useful and cost effective, and it makes everybody equal. Such technologies in this society very badly required. Look at that. Every year in the month of September, there will be an index. I mean, the global ranking which will be announced by by World Intellectual Property Organization, or what we call it as a WIPO. That is Global Innovation Index or a Global Innovation Rank. Let us know what are the countries and which are the countries based on the kind of innovation happening in that country. So this WIPO states this is a first ranked country or the second ranked country or third or fourth or something like that. So if you go by this, in the last year's top 5 countries who are the top 5 innovators in the world are Switzerland, maintaining the top position from last several years. And the Sweden, that's followed by Sweden. The Sweden is also maintaining its part either in the 2 or 3, something like that. That followed by United States of America. These are the top 5 countries in the sense, the last 5-10 years, these countries are in 1 in 10. Of course, leave aside Switzerland, Sweden, even in United Kingdom, last year it was 4, and Netherlands.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Your slides are not moving, sir.
Let me tell, what is that?
Slides are not moving, sir.
Slides are not moving. Now?
Sir, you're not on slideshow actually.
What is that? Thing?
So press F5, sir.
Now it is there?
No, sir, it is still in the ordinary PPT mode. It has to go into slideshow mode.
Presentation.
Oh, now?
No, sir, it is not in presentation mode.
So it is showing here. I just. The RS go to Madam Karim Shizaki, what is happening here?
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ದಿವಾಕರ್ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಶೇರ್ ಇದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್
Share
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಶೇರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್
ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಪ್ಪ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ
ಶೇರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ
just let me
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್
Madam Kari is still echo some problem I think Kari. Now it is okay? Now it is okay?
ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಶೋಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್
Slide show ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಪ್ಪ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ PPT ಓಪನ್ ನೀವು ಪವರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಶೇರ್ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ
ಹೌದು
ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಂಡೋಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಬೇಡ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್
ಓಪನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಟ್ರೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಶೇರ್
ಶೇರ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್
ಅದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಬಟ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವೈ
ಸರ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್
ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಈಗ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ಸಿ ದಟ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ PPT
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್
ಆಡಿದೆ
ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ can you resolve this sir? See that now I have posted already time in sorry sir. ಕೇಳಿ
ಹಾ ಸರ್ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಕಾಣತೈತೆ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಸರ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಶನ್ ಆನ್ ಅದ ಸರ್ ಈಗ
ಹಾ ಇವಾಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಸರ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಓಕೆ?
Yes, now it is moving. Thank you, madam. Now it is working.
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇದು ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ರಿ.
ಸರಿ. So, okay. Oh, sorry for this. Okay. So, if you look at this, these are the top 5. Now I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
So these are the top 5 innovation, countries in the world. See, there is a lot of curiosity, and then where we stand, India stands as far as the innovation is concerned in the last few years. So let us know where India stands. Innovation is the key to economic and social development. We know that, and growth as well as a competitiveness. How is India doing in terms of its global standing in innovation, and where we stand, especially in the last few years? Global Innovation Index, or India's rank among 140 odd nations, went down from 66. It was in 2011, India ranked 66. Then in 12, it was 76. Then in 86 in 2013. I mean to say, India ranked 86, where Switzerland was number 1. Sweden was number 2, somewhere else, or something like New Zealand was somewhere else in 3, 4 during that period. See, look at that. India's time, it was ranking was 86, and then comes a very good news. Why I'm telling this? India was not doing bad, where other countries were doing well. That's why those are the countries which are in the top position. So India has moved up to 66 again in 2016, and 60th position. Look at that, the gradual way in getting a better rank. 60 in 2017, and 57 in 2018, 52nd in 2019, and 48th in 2020. India ranks well in the number of important indicators. There are a number of indicators we can take. So India is one of on the rising position. The indicators are the number 1, productivity growth, export of information, of course, where a lot of IT industries have boomed in this country, and then IT and expertise. So these are all the major indicators helped India to attain, of course, the 48th position in the previous year. India ranked 48th position. But we have a long way to go to become a top-ranking innovative country in the world. So these are the 2019-20 Global Innovation Index. You can just see it was in 19, India was 52nd, and always we would like to compare. So where China stands or something like that. It was 14. China's ranking was 14 in 2019 and 13 in 2020. And then, as I said, these are the top 5 innovative countries, and Singapore stands in 8. It was in 19. Israel in 10. South Korea, of course, not bad. It is in 11. Of course, in the last year, it came 1 in 10 or something like that. So look at that, India's growth from 2015, 81, 16, 66, 17, 60, and 18, 57. And in 19, it was 52nd, over the years. But the recent years, in the government of India also started a program or a ranking system. That is where in the lines with WIPO, that which are the better or the best innovative states in the country. So if that is the case, look at that. In the last 2-3 years, Karnataka tops the list. Okay. And the important, you could just see that if that is the case, Karnataka is number 1 with a score of 42.50. That followed by Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Telangana. Top 5 innovative states in the country are Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, and Kerala. So if you come to Indian, what I can say, innovation report card or something like that. This is where you can just see that the moment in last 4 or 5 years, and CH means the Switzerland, of course, tops the last 5 years, #1 country. And of course, in 2015, United Kingdom was in the second position, but in the 2019-20, you can just see it moved up to the 5th slot. Of course, New Zealand was doing well. New Zealand in 15, it was in 4th position, went to the 9th position in the so of course 10th position into 16, came back again 17 in 3rd position. Look at that, 18 it was in the 2nd position. So this is how the based on that particular year's innovation and contribution to the science and technology, this ranking have been awarded by the WIPO. So what is badly required? So this country needs a best of the best science and technology, the policy or the innovation policy. Of course, recently the government of India after the COVID-19 pandemic, so we have been given, of course, this country has presented the best of the best science, technology and innovation policy of 2021. Because such policies can only define the growth status or the innovation status in the world. So that's where. So you look at that. So when we talk about an innovation policy, and we can describe such an innovation policies as simple as an assured innovation policies. So what do you mean by these assured innovation policies? If you look at that, assured means these are the when you go Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Affordable, scalable, sustainable, universal,
Sir, not on
rapid.
slideshow, sir.
I'm on slideshow, no? Why it is not? Now it is visible, no?
Sir, whole screen with all the slide is visible.
No,
it
no,
is
no, no,
not
that-
on present.
No. I have pressed it. I don't know why this. Good. ಈ ಕಾಣತ್ತಮ್ಮ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
So much. First time. Screen share ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
Madam, is it shared?
Slide is shared, sir. It is not in presentation mode.
Now it is okay, madam?
No,
Is
sir.
it visible? Yeah.
All slides in the side also are visible, sir.
Now it is visible?
No, sir.
What about now, madam?
No, sir.
We must give presentation to them. Again, same thing. It's been.
What about, madam? It is visible?
Sir, all slides are visible. Presentation mode is not visible.
Yes. Okay.
Sir, share your entire screen, sir. Then it will be easy. Instead of sharing just PPT, share the entire screen.
Sir, we are sharing entire screen. I don't know. I think I can give example.
What, madam, is it visible now?
No, sir. Your other screen was visible.
Yes, it is visible, sir. Yes, it is visible.
Now it's okay, sir.
Yes.
Slides
Yes, sir.
ಇದೆಯಾ? ಮಂಜುನಾಥ್ ಕಾಣತ್ತಲ್ಲ?
sir.
Okay. Yes. So this is where affordable, scalable, as I said, this is the meaning is affordable means is required to create access for everyone and across the economic pyramid. It may be poor or rich, especially for this technology. Affordable technology means especially for the people who are in the bottom level. The second one is scalable, which is required to make real impact by reaching out to every individual, not just a privileged few. So when we talk about this technology, only a privileged few cannot be used, or only it should not be for them only. Everybody. The sustainability with this technology required in many contexts, environmental, economic, or societal, the way. The next one, universal, implies user friendliness, and particularly it refers to the innovation can be used irrespective of the skill levels of an individual. That's where when you talk about mobile technology, irrespective of the skill level, everybody is using. Okay, the rapid, any technology refers to the speed at which it reaches the common man, and there should be a lot of inclusive growth, and it cannot be achieved without the speed of our action, the matching the speed of our innovative thoughts. That's where. And any technology, for that matter, it should be an excellent technology, as in terms of product quality and service quality, and not just for the elite fee, as I said, and it should be for everyone in the society. Since the rising aspirations of the resource poor, the people also need to be fulfilled. It may be health technology, it may be service technology, it may be, you take any technology for that matter, the poor people could able to afford in a cost-effective way. And in the last, when you in the word, the D stands for the assured. That means the innovation distinctive. Innovation is required because there is no use of creating a me too products. If someone has done the product and I'm also doing the same product, and that should not be the case here. So we should go with an important product, a distinctive product, and including the services. Here, the crucial importance of the future is obviously, and when you talk about the sustainability in this, a higher output, a better competition induced by usually a market-oriented players, and not an intermediate by a political actors or something like that, but lower cost to taxpayers, and most importantly, the critical market check that ensures the inclusive product provide a good value to consumers and represent a genuine social undertaking. So it must be noted that the principle of long-term, when we talk about sustainable production for that matter, does not negate, the rather helps to highlight the critical role of the government and to establish and maintain a well-functioning innovation ecosystem capable of producing such an assured innovation at a society or a socially an optimal level. So this is where we talk about. So achieving what I said, the component of assured, all individual elements of A, S, S, U, R, E, D. Okay. Innovation looks seemingly impossible. When you talk about such technology, we want, people say it is very, very, it is not possible. It's highly impossible. But not necessarily, my dear friends. So as we show now, this country has proved it. So let us ask some challenging questions to ourselves. Can we make high-speed 4G internet available at rupees 8 to 10 per GB and make all voice calls free of cost? That too in a large and diverse country like India. Is it possible in this country? Of course. So when most of the countries introduced 4G, and India took another 6 or 7, almost 8 years to introduce in 2008 the 4G technology, of course. So now the whole world says India will be the better way. India may implement 5G internet facilities to the countryman. So that, let me talk about, not about the much of that. So affordability I'm talking about. Is it possible? Number 2, can we make high quality but a simple breast cancer screening available to every woman? That too at the extremely affordable cost of rupees 65 to 70 per scan. Is it possible in this country where a poor woman go to an hospital where a scan can be done at the rate of 60 or 70 rupees, and where she can get the report and go to a doctor? Is it possible? Not more than $1 or something like that. See, the next important one. Can we make a portable high-tech ECG machine, an ECG machine, which can provide reports immediately, and that too at the cost of rupees 60 a test? So people go, a poor man go and get the ECG done at this local hospital, and that too at the cost of 60 rupees or 50 rupees, something like that, less than $1. Is it possible? Can we make an eye imaging device that is portable and which is non-invasive and costs 3 times less than conventional devices? You go to any eye test, it may be for glaucoma, it may be for whatever the reason, you go to a doctor, and it's a whooping cost, huge cost. So, but there is all possibility of reducing the cost with a better detection, or by using a better diagnostic way. That to a non-invasive way. What they say, 3 times the less the conventional devices and the cost. The next one, is it possible for us to have a robust test for mosquito-borne dengue, which can detect the diseases on day 1 itself? Usually, the most biology people knows, and doctors, to test the dengue, the sample will be taken. Only after 4 or 5 days, we can get the report, whether dengue a positive or the negative, whatever. But there is a technology, there is a system. So where if you give a blood test in the morning, by evening we can come to know that, so there is a dengue positive or the negative or something like that. and that too at the cost of rupees 120 per test, and where the patients will be having an ample opportunity for the better treatment. So such are the technologies we need to talk about. See, but for successfully implementing the assured innovation policy, as I said, 2020 science, technology and innovation policy. So we need to build a robust ecosystem. So what do you mean by that? There should be an essential elements when you talk about the ecosystem, which is comprises of physical, intellectual here. We need to have a set of physical infrastructure, intellectual infrastructure, and we need to address the cultural constructs beyond not only a mere research labs. This facility ecosystem, what I can say, the best of the best ecosystem should have an idea incubators. Ideas should be reigned, isn't it? Something like that, innovation, inspiration, something like that. So we need to have an idea incubators when we wanted to, boost the startup ecosystem in this country, or the innovation ecosystem in this country, or a bio innovation in this country. The technological parks, we need to have more and more technology parks. And we need to have a conducive, a user-friendly or a researcher-friendly intellectual property right regime, and balanced regulatory systems. Strategically, see, today we have, of course, thanks to the government initiative, rapid way we can apply for IPR. Otherwise, 4 or 5 years, by the time you will lose the interest. That should not have happened. And strategically designated standards, academics who believe in not just publish or perish. It's not only for publications. Don't assess only the publications. They will perish. But you think that how this publication can be a patent, and how we can publish and become prosper, transferring technology. The scientists who have the passion to become technopreneurs, motivate them, allow them to do that. Potent inventor, investor engagement, add venture capital and passionate innovation leaders. So with such a robust ecosystem, the assured innovation policy is bound to succeed in a country like India. So that's what. So what I give, they gave these 6 examples. Yeah, these are the can we make. Amazingly, my dear friends, all this has been achieved in India, not only by using technological innovation, but also non-technological innovation. In recent times, India has witnessed 2 assured innovations, affordable, scalable, sustainable, universal, whatever we talked about, that have been truly game-changing to this country. One from the government sector and another from the industrial sector or the private sector. Let me talk about the first one, that is the government sector. You know that. So, you all know that Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, or Aadhaar identification, JAM, what we call it as JAM, and mobile telecommunication, which was created the fastest and largest financial inclusion in the world. Within a short period of time, over more than 300 million bank accounts were opened in this country within a short period of time, thanks to the technology. You know that the era of, you know that why I'm very happy that appreciate the and upload the contributions of Reliance or the Jio. The era of trunk calls and you know that ISD and STD booths had come to a definitive end. Now, thanks to liberalization, the private sector rose to the occasion and innovation flourished in devices, the processes, and the business models, among others. It represented a giant victory for the public sector, for private enterprise, and for the people. Despite India's impressive achievements, the benefits of the digital revolution were not shared by all earlier. If you just take 4 or 5 years backstory, thus creating a huge digital divide. In spite of having a phone and telephone connection, many could not afford to actually make a calls. When mobile phones were introduced, cost for around 16 rupees, 20 rupees, or 30 rupees per minute, or something like that. I remember there were many people paid, the mobile bills of 25,000 or 30,000 lakhs together. That's some of you might have heard Indian term jugaad. An Oxford Dictionary defines it as a flexible approach to a problem solving that uses limited resources in an innovative way. So Indian jugaad came to the rescue, and people began using a missed call to communicate. You know that India has witnessed the missed call revolution. Most of you knows it. It was in early 2000 or 2003 or 2 or something like that. When this was a very huge cost, making a call. Most of the students who stays in the, what I can say, PGs or the hostel, or even they used to give a missed call to a restaurant, and the restaurants used to call them back and take the order, and they used to supply. And if you just imagine a wife goes to parents' home and give a husband a missed call that I have reached, something like that. So this country has a missed call ordering or a missed call revolution. Okay, so that's how the missed call marketing was born in 2003 or 4 or 5, something like that. Look at that. So this Jio, the phone, is an Indian innovation by Indians for Indians, which is very, very meager, cost effective. Now, one might say a company like Reliance has a deep pockets, so they could do it. Of course, they are big as far as their industry level is concerned, investment is concerned, one of the top investors in the world. What about the small businesses? Our intentions when you talk about innovations, the startups or the bio innovations, whatever you say. So this is where a small business, how to flourish, how to support, how to engage. So this is where. So yes, they can also aspire to do well by doing good. We need not only by doing well, doing good, we can do well, and many of them they can do it. Let me talk about young Indian innovators' achievement. The assured innovations represent an affordable excellence. Affordable excellence I'm talking about, and breaking the myth that we had a myth that affordability and excellence cannot go together, but it has been proven beyond the limit that these two can go together, affordable excellence. Our young innovators have achieved not just by doing best practices, doing good, but these people believed in the next level practices, next generation practices. The best example I can share, the recent years innovation in last 4 or 5 years, the Mahir Shah, who is the founder of UE Life Sciences. What is this exactly, Mahir Shah's, assured innovation? Look at that. He has developed a handheld device. Okay, so that is used for early detection of breast tumors. It is simple, accurate, affordable. Look at that. The women in the village is holding that the Mahir Shah's innovations. Look at that. It is a very painless because it is non-invasive. Mammography and radiations are eliminated here. Screenings are very safe, which are pain-free and private. They have also developed an innovative pay-per-use model instead of targeting direct sales, which can empower doctors in every corner of the country to start screening women for breast cancer at the earliest. So the reason why I'm talking about this, India is going to be witnessed more and more number of women are suffering from the breast cancers. And particularly you think about women who came from rural, they are shy to go to a doctor. to have a small test. Okay, and then it is cost effective. They have to go and pay an FT money, huge money for a cancer detection or tumor detection or whatever. But here is a model where, and this gives a report at the cost of to 1.5 to $1 to $1.5. Look at that. The device is US FDA cleared, and which is CE market. It is operable by any community health worker, and it only costs amazingly a 65 to 70 rupees a scan. But look at that. This UE Life Sciences is not only doing good, it is also doing well. In the last year or so, the device has earned, I will show this video later on. The device has earned nearly $1 million in revenue and received purchase orders totaling nearly $2 million. The company has also entered into a strategic partnership with GE Healthcare for marketing and distribution of iBreast exam. This is what I can say, the small instrument across more than 25 plus countries in Africa and South Asia and Southeast Asia, and benefit more than 500 million. So, of course, recently it was launched in many countries for along with the local partners. So, because these are the one such, the instruments or the technology this country badly needed. The another one, look at that. This is act as a pocket-sized monitor that is called Sanket Life, gives an early warning of heart trouble. This is where. So look at that. India, of course, the globally I'm talking about, cardiovascular diseases are predicted to be the largest cause of death and disability. Of course, in India by 2020 to 2025, what WHO says, almost 18 million in a year. The people who go for a regular, heart checkup or heart issues or etc., etc., etc. See, amidst the rising incidents of cardiac diseases, even among younger people today, of course, after the post COVID, look at that. There is a pressing need to affordability here. Speedily and accurately monitor the heart health of Indians. See, and this has been achieved by another an awardee, of course, awardee in the sense who has a young innovator awardee, that is Neha Rastogi and Rahul Rastogi, the founders of Actos Noida-based company, who created a portable matchbox-sized 12 lead ECG machine. The cost is just 5 rupees one ECG test, and his company created a disruptive high-tech innovation solution for personal cardiac care. The ECG, this can be a graph, we can be shared on a smartphone. The report can be shared instantly with the doctor via email or a smartphone or a Bluetooth or whatever. And affordable devices makes a dramatic shift. Expensive ECG machines, distant hospitals which are away, people have to go to big hospitals for this kind of a test. And the laboratory test, and where they require a skilled technicians. But Sanket has filled the multiple patents and is all set to bring about a revolution in cardiac care and disrupt this space. Look at that. That is what the Sanket has done it. Small. It's like looks like the matchbox, my dear friends. The another one is, it is so sad that look at that, 80% of blindness is avoidable or curable. India is home to largest number of vision impaired individuals, but it is not just a numbers, a problem. The problem of preventable blindness is fraught with a challenge, such as a significantly low number of properly trained ophthalmologists. Look at that. Of course, people in city, they can go and test or something like that. Look at that. There are a number of people in rural, they don't go to hospital because if I go to hospital and I need to pay hefty money, I don't know what will happen to my eyes. I may lose eyesight. There are numbers of, the issues with them. Lack of awareness, unscalable solutions and inadequate reach, which in turn magnifies the problem manifold. A small, they have a problem in Kanin Pore. Adding to these challenges are problems of cost and accessibility barriers. They have to go to big hospitals. Of course, today, number of hospitals, Shankar Hospital or whatever the number of hospitals now, they're giving a best of the best rural services. In spite of that, there is a lot of issues related to diagnosis. So this is where a Bangalore-based company founded by Mr. K. Chandrasekhar, the founder and CEO of Forus Health Private Limited. The instrument can be operated by a minimally trained operator. You know, require a huge skilled an expert to operate this. And it is an intelligent, portable, non-invasive. Look at that. I said most of these are non-invasive, non-migrating, and particularly this one, low-cost device that helps in pre-screening of 5 major eye diseases. This instrument, what I said, Trinetra, okay, which is visually, it detects cataract, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, defects in cornea, and refractive errors with a powerful inbuilt auto detection software they have. Look at that. See, and then the another important thing, the achievements you can just see. Almost more than 2,500 devices have been installed in several countries, reaching Tier 2 and Tier 3 countries. Okay, and then touched almost presently almost 300 million lives. Rise 2 rounds of funding, almost 15 to 18 million. Look at that. So this is where, friends, the fact is, the assured innovation from supply side, they manage the elements of affordability and universalness, rapid and excellence. But whereas D, and even D, distinctive, but they missed SS, the scalability and sustainability. Meaning they could not achieve scale and sustainability. When we talk about these elements of assured, so where affordability, scalability, sustainability, universal, rapid, when you talk about excellence and distinctive, so all have been achieved well. But however, about these two S's, S and S, one is scalability and sustainability, which has been missed in many ways. So when we talk about these two, scale and sustainability, I can give you two best examples. One was a near miss, another was a total miss. You must know about this. What is the near miss and the another one which is a total miss. Let me talk about the near miss first. So in the last 3-4 slides, I have covered the most pressing healthcare concerns. One is the cancer, the breast tumors. The another one is the cardiovascular diseases with Sanket, and then needless and blindness. That's where invasive, non-invasive. Okay, so about that is by Trinetra. But there are another that demands our attention. That is a dengue. Now look at that. Most of the kids in this country are suffering with dengue after post-pandemic. Post-pandemic, more number of kids are suffering with the dengue. That is number one. And then that, and the present pandemic, of course, our companies, some of the startups, and of course our companies, Indian-based companies, okay, have answered to the pandemic COVID by coming up with some sort of a what I can say, testing tools or some vaccines or something like that. Thanks to the government's initiation, of course, successive government's initiations, and thanks to Indian, innovators, and thanks to Indian intellectual, team, which has answered immediately, very faster. When you talk about a drug, it takes 7 to 8 years. Fortunately, within a one year or 1.5 years, our intellectual people have come up with some sort of a solutions to this kind of a pandemic that may be COVID. Let me talk about this. The dengue, as I said, is a highly neglected mosquito-borne viral disease that is rapidly spreading globally. This dengue incidence has increased by more than 30-fold in the past 50 years. More and more number of dengue cases. You go to any city, you talk to pediatricians, they said a lot of people with dengue, kids with dengue, and kids with multiple infections. It may be a dengue, it may be a fever, it may be a lot of things. And treatment is the biggest challenge. And currently, Because by the time we came to know that the kid has been infected with the dengue, a lot of issues, it will take a week. So week means it's a big time, several hundred of hours. Currently, half of the global population lives under dengue threat. Dengue is an endemic in more than 100 countries and causes an estimated 50 million infections annually. Look at that. Nearly 3.97 billion people, almost 4 billion people, of course, half of the population of the world from 128 countries are at the risk of infection. The World Health Organization, of course, WHO regions of the Southeast Asia and the Western Pacific, what I can say, represent almost 75% of the current global burden of the dengue. He is Padma Shri Naveen Kanwa. For his innovations, the previous year has been Government of India awarded him with Padma Shri, Dr. Naveen Kanwa, who developed a test that can help and address this problem. Okay. Then Martin, sir, Martin. A problem. The 3-in-1 dengue day 1 test there's a dengue day 1 test, 15-minute dengue detection kit. That was the wins the Social Innovation Award. This test detect dengue fever within minutes on a day 1 of the fever and affordably in resource poor settings. It can differentiate between primary and secondary dengue virus infection, which is so vital for clinical management of dengue infections individually. Interestingly, it can also detect the presence of virus in mosquito. The test kit is now a market leader in this country, India. Have captured more than 80% of the market share. It costs in 3 to 4 times less than the conventional test kits available. That's little over almost $2 per test. The test kit is being exported to other countries too. However, their path to success was not easy in this country, my dear friends. Let me talk about this. Despite having an high-performing rapid dengue test that could detect both primary and secondary dengue virus infection in a reliable manner, it was still an uphill task to get it accepted by the end users. When this was made, most of the doctors community, most of the laboratories in this country, they were refused. They refused to use this test kit. The reason, we have some sort of a fantasy for the kids from abroad or kids from so and so company, something like that, which are hooping with a huge cost. It was in 2013-14, and in many cities in this country, India witnessed a large number of dengue cases. The 3 companies from USA, Australia, and South Korea, sold their yearly stock of dengue test kits within few weeks. And no test kit was available for use in India or Indian market. So when India made kit was offered to these doctors or the laboratories, it was met with great resistance. They were not ready to use it. We say, no, this is very cost effective, cheaper, 4 times cheaper than any other kit, use it. No, there was not a supportive ecosystem, I can say. Most end users were unwilling to try a new kit and were waiting for arrival of a new consignments of dengue kits from other countries. Because of extensive paperwork required for import of these tests, the companies from USA, Australia were unable to make the next shipment of dengue kits to India shortly. However, a South Korean company was able to ship a new consignment to India. The shipment landed in somehow missed and landed in Africa by mistake instead of reaching India. So the scenario was bleak in India. So no dengue test kits were available. and the suspected dengue cases were, increasing and creating a mass panic into 13-14. It was at this stage the end users relented, of course, tried the Indian kit, after which there was no looking back. All stakeholders were delighted with easy available, high performing and affordable dengue test kit. When stocks of imported kits finally showed up in India, there were no takers. In this case, what I can say, the serendipity and not the system played the biggest role, my dear friends. So this is where, so the near miss was Navin Khanna's dengue day one test. That the total miss was the next one I'm going to talk about, the Simputer. What is this Simputer? Let us know. The Simputer developed by a Simputer trust led by Swami Manohar and group. I think Manjunath, you may be knowing, Stanford founders, most of them, Chandru sir and etc. They are all involved for last. Most of this is a Bangalore-based, trust or a company, Simputer. The device was designed by a Simputer Trust, a non-profit organization formed in November 1999 by 7 Indian scientists and engineers led by Dr. Swami Manohar. The word Simputer is an acronym for Simple, Inexpensive, Multilingual People's Computer. That is what is a Simputer. See this, I can just say the Simputer prototypes were launched by the Simputer Trust on, I can say April 25th, 2001. It was hailed for its radical simplicity for universal access. Look at that. We were expecting after pagers. After pagers, this was the one which was going to hit the market. All the components were there. Before the arrival of the smartphone in 2003, once the smartphone, etc., brought to company, I'll tell you the end users. Simputer had anticipated, about 99-2000, this Simputer model anticipated some breakthrough technologies that are now commonplace in mobile device. Whatever we see today, which were addressed by Simputer Trust or seen the Simputer, whatever you can see these images in 99 itself, 2000 itself. So one of them was what we talk about, the most IT people know, accelerometer, introduced to the rest of the world for the first time in the iPhone. The other was doodle and mail, the ability to write on a phone. You can just see that a farmer, you can write and send it details to an agriculture of something like that. We wanted to do a revolution on this. Okay, was the the ability to write on a phone. That was later a major feature on the Samsung Galaxy phones after 2003 or 4. The ones this is what the ones the Bruce Sterling he was writing in a New York Times magazine. He said the most significant innovation in computer technology in 2001 was not Apple's gleaming Titanium PowerBook G4 or a Microsoft whatever XP. It was the Simputer, by people from Bangalore-based company in 1999-2000, a net-linked, radically simple, portable computer intended to bring the computer revolution to the third world. See, look, dear friends. So, despite having achieved the elements of affordable, universal, rapid, excellent, and distinctive in Azure, what went missing was scalability and sustainability, namely this one. This was because the absence of innovation-friendly public procurement policy in this country. Despite many rural-specific, demonstrations. So innovations are a product of creative interactions of supply and demand. We talk about bioinnovation, supply and demand. When there is a demand, supply. This is what we need to demand and supply. When there is a demand, there is a supply. Of course, besides supply side initiative, we need aggressive demand side initiative. And public procurement is an obvious choice. With a large procurement budgets, the government can not only be the biggest, I mean to say, but also the most influential and demanding customer of these innovations. And then only we can see making them truly assured. Unless until the government initiatives are the support, these startups or whatever the innovations cannot be flourished. So there should be a government approach, could be based on three pillars. First, the government could act as the first buyer and the early user of our small innovative firms and manage the consequent risks, thus providing the initial revenue and then customer feedback they need to survive and refine their products and services so they can later compete effectively with the global market. Interestingly, based on a survey, of course, in innovative firms in Germany, it was found that public procurement is especially effective for smaller firms, what I can say startups, okay, in regions under economic stress. Because country like Asia, most of the Asian countries, a helpful lesson India must learn. The second, the government can set up regulations that can successfully drive innovation, either indirectly, of course, thanks to the government for 2020 innovation policy, indirectly through altering market structure and affecting the funds available. The third, the government can set standards that can create market powers by creating demand for innovation. Agreed standards will ensure that the risk taken by both early adapters and innovators is lower, thus increasing investment in innovation. The standard should be set and at a demanding level at functionality without specifying which solution must be followed. By not prescribing a specific route, so then only we can see innovation is bound to flourish in this country. So with this, I thank once again the organizers, Professor Manjunath and team, and the principal, Professor Kannan, and management for inviting me to deliver this talk. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for whatever the technical glitches which made our presentations disturbing, and I must apologize for this with the participants and the audience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your provoking lecture. This is where we require, and that is why we require Dr. Rangaswamy to be a part of any such event, because you are the person who motivates all your fellow faculties to take up the research, and you are the person who will highlight where exactly they should go and what exactly they should do when it comes to the research. So during your entire presentation, you gave so many examples that definitely will motivate all our faculty members to take up their research career in one or the other way. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Now I forward the dais to Dr. Valarmati to propose the vote of thanks.
So much, sir, for the wonderful and valuable information. So I, Dr. K. Valarmati, on behalf of our principal, directors, staff, and students of the Department of Biotechnology, extend you a heartfelt gratitude for accepting our invitation and giving such a wonderful talk. Once again, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your kind concern and for the encouragement towards things events. Now, may I request our principal, sir, to speak a few words.
That is, thank you, Professor B. Rangaswamy, sir, for that is register evaluation. That is, you have given, there is many inputs started with how the innovation across the world and across India and what we are doing with some lot of inputs that is about how the innovation is done by in the worldwide, that is particularly with one by one. So you have so become like that. That is the takeaway from that is us. So there is some problem, technical problem that is struggled a lot. But in spite of those things, he is very polite and kind, and the delivery of content is very smooth, and it is impressive, and it has reached all, I think, because right from beginning I am listening the lecture. So it is really a wonderful one, sir. Thank you so much for your presentation, and the presentation you have taken a lot of time, I think, to prepare this. So you have given the glimpse of that is what the world is doing in the biotechnology and also with innovation. Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation and your presence. And definitely, it made us, all of us, to think in some other direction. So in order to do some innovation. So for that, once again, thank you so much for you, sir, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So
Sir.
what?
Thank you. I will leave the meeting, please. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.